Did you know that the richest man in the world, Elon Musk, with a fortune of over $800 billion, believes we live in a simulation? He didn't say it once. He said it over and over in multiple interviews, in podcasts like Joe Rogan's, in front of millions of people. But for the rest of us, regular people, what does that actually mean? That's the question I asked myself. And what I found searching for answers in ancient texts completely changed the way I see everything. Turns out, this idea is not new. It's not even modern. The texts we consider ancient history, they all agree on something big. In Hinduism, this illusion has a name, Maya. Maya is the veil that covers the truth. It's the illusion that makes us believe this physical world is all that's real. But the sages taught otherwise. Behind Maya there is Brahman, the infinite consciousness, the ultimate reality from which everything comes. In the Bible, we are constantly told to prepare for the kingdom of heaven. What is that really telling us? That this place is temporary, that we're just passing through. Our life is like a mist that appears and then vanishes. And the Bhagavad Gita says it another way. Krishna reveals that the soul is eternal and indestructible. He teaches that the material world is just the stage where the soul has its experiences. 3 traditions, 3 continents, thousands of years apart, and the same message. The message is clear. There is more than what your eyes can see, much more. If this video caught your attention, that's not a coincidence. Something inside you feels it. You feel that you're not just what they told you, that maybe you are a divine creation with far more power. When Musk says this is a simulation, he's really saying, my mind can interact with this reality. He understands he can turn his thoughts into real things. He has no doubts about his power. This is where it all comes together. The Kybalion, containing the teachings of Hermes Trismegistus. Its first principle says, the all is mind, the universe is mental. This holds an entire worldview. It says the reality behind matter, energy, and life is an infinite living mind that Hermetists call the all. It is infinite, no limits in time, space, or power. If it had limits, it wouldn't be the all. It is unchangeable and indestructible. What changes are its expressions, not its eternal essence. Since consciousness exists in the universe, the all must have it in infinite degree. It is more than matter. The universe exists inside the mind of the all, just like an artist holds a work in their imagination. Think about this. You can create entire universes in your own mind. Landscapes, characters, stories. In that same way, on an infinite scale, the all creates the universe within itself through mental will. The universe is not separate from the all. It is a mental creation held inside of it. Its nature is mental, not material. Matter is just a dense expression of mental processes on a cosmic scale. It is real as an experience, but its essence is mind. This is the secret the ancients and Musk both see. Over 2,000 years ago, Plato asked himself the same question. What is reality really? And to explain it, he came up with one of the most brilliant analogies in history. Imagine several people chained inside a cave. They can't move. They can't turn their heads. All they see is a wall in front of them, where shadows appear. Shadows they've seen their whole lives. Shadows they learned to name. Shadows they believe are the real world, because it's all they've ever known. But one day, one of them breaks free. He walks out of the cave and discovers something shocking. The shadows were not reality. They were just reflections of something much bigger, so he goes back to tell the others. But nobody believes him, because for those who never left, what he says sounds impossible. Does that sound familiar? Now let's shift perspective. Let's see what science says about matter. CERN, one of the most complex and expensive machines on the planet, has been running experiments with atoms for decades. Back in the 80s, scientists imagined atoms were tiny solid balls with particles orbiting around the nucleus. But today we know that's not even close to true. Today we know that an atom looks more like a tiny electric cloud, something like a mini-universe. It is 99.999999% empty space. In other words, it's more energy than matter. And when we put trillions of them together, only then do we get the matter we can see and touch. Think about that. What seems solid, at its core, has almost nothing solid in it. And here comes one of the most powerful things ever said. In Matthew 17:20, Jesus told his disciples, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. In this example, we can see how the Master Jesus understood that his mind was on a higher plane than matter. Nothing will be impossible for you. When he did what we call miracles, and people asked him how he did it, he answered something extraordinary, that they could do the same and more. Because they were like him. If only they had faith. The mind above matter, that is what he taught. Now, I know what you're thinking. This whole idea that what we see is not completely real can be unsettling. If we live in a simulation, then does nothing matter? I see it the exact opposite way. I see it as the greatest opportunity you could ever imagine. Because if you're watching this, it means you have something extraordinary, a body, an incredibly sophisticated vehicle for experiencing life. Think about this. The most powerful tech companies in the world are spending billions of dollars to build humanoid robots. And we're still far, very far from creating anything close to what you already are. You are divine technology. As the Master Jesus said, we are made in the image and likeness of God. So you have power, but only if you wake up from the dream. Only if you become aware. If the game has rules, and one of the most important ones is faith, knowing, deep in your being, that your mind is above matter, then you already took the first step. You're here, searching for the truth. If anything I said today hit home, follow me on this journey. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, the reality you want to create starts in your mind. See you in the next one.